And it is time for our next run. There will be no transforming, but it is in fact time for Rolled Out with Slosher Whalelord. Take us away.
Hello everyone, I'm Slosh, and this is Rolled Out. It's an indie marble roller that is currently in early access, and I'm going to be running the Winter Wonderland collab pack with Warp Goals. The Winter Wonderland pack is a 50-stage course that was created by 7 members of the Rolled Out community to release around the holidays. It is 50 stages, but the category is warps, we will be skipping some of them. And that's pretty much the quick summary. So now I'm gonna need to find out who won the character bid war. Who's gonna be rolling today?
Yes, I can tell you that it was very close right up into the end, and it will be Chartreuse the Giraffe.
Alright, awesome. Chartreuse is one of the characters that I've used the most, so I'm very familiar with using them. There is no stat difference between the characters. However, some characters are smaller than others, and there is a stage where you have to fall a great distance, where that can affect overall adjustments. But I think with that, I'm going to give a quick countdown, and then I'm going to just jump right on into it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'm going to quickly explain warp goals, because there's one on the second stage. There are 2 kinds of warp goals. There are green goals and there are red goals. Green goals will skip you ahead 1 stage, and red goals will skip you ahead 2. You can tell if a goal is a green goal or a red goal based on particle effects at the base of the goal, and I'm gonna give that one more try. The warp goal on Sugar Rush is a red goal, so you really want to try and take it. However, it is the hardest warp goal by a pretty significant amount in this pack. As Candy Factory, which is the first world that shows up in this pack, has the smallest goal type out of any world theme in the entire game. Each world theme does have different goal types, and Candy Factory just so happens to have the smallest, making a stage like that a little bit tricky. But so now we're gonna have to play 2 extra stages. Fortunately, they are very, very easy. Shrine introduces in this pack the sticky floor mechanic, which I used to get over to that switch. Sticky floors pretty much just, you stick to them. They're pretty self-explanatory. You can climb on the walls, the ceilings, anything. However, they do not change the alignment of gravity. So if you are on the ceiling or a wall and you leave a sticky floor, you will plummet straight back down. So it's really important to remain aware of where you are on the sticky floors in relation to the rest of the stage when you're on them. Oh man, I was hoping that I was going to be able to get through Double Maze without bonking on any of the walls, but bonked right at the end. Balancing act, I'm going to go for a slight cycle skip here. If I don't hit it, it's not that big a deal. It saves only like 2 seconds, and didn't get it. I was trying to get on this first disc before it tilted away, and that's gonna actually, that would have saved closer to 4 seconds because of some clumsy movement partway through. Coming up on the next 2 stages are actually 2 of the trickier strats in the run. That might also be too late. So pretty much what I'm trying to do is there's a set line where if you start holding upright very early on in the stage, you can pretty much just hold upright until the final bounce, and you just have to do some very minor adjustment, and you get up to the green goal very easily. However, the timing window for when you need to start holding upright is incredibly small, and it is not the first frame of the stage either, which yeah, makes that strat pretty tricky. But we're already through the Candy Factory, going into my favorite world theme in the entire game, the Haunted Grounds. The Haunted Grounds has a decent amount of warp goals and one of the flashiest strats in the run. I was not feeling confident about the timing on the red bone section. Gotta be very precise when you're going on Boneyard for the red goal. There are alligators here. I guess that the alligators wanted to pay the Haunted Grounds a visit. Important not to get chomped by them, because I'm pretty sure that these alligators will, in fact, try to eat Chartreuse the giraffe if they're given the opportunity, and we don't want that. We want Chartreuse to roll straight into the goal. I almost made a pretty costly mistake on fight, but now, alright, this strat, we're going for the green goal. I'm gonna just sit for a little bit, and that's not what was supposed to happen. I think I started going too early. That should be good. There we go. Shoutouts to Epic Mark for 1, building that stage, and 2, finding that strat. That is one of my favorite strats in the entire run. This run is just jam-packed with so many really fun and flashy strats. I don't really know what I was going for there. That was not one of them. I was going for a greedy little mini skip that saves like 2 seconds on a 50-second stage, so I probably shouldn't do that again. The geometry on that part of Actuator is a little bit funny. Likes to knock you in directions that you don't necessarily want to go in. But yeah, pressing the button on Actuator moves a bunch of stuff around, and a bunch of stuff starts moving, including the start platform, which had the goal on the underside, so now we gotta go all the way back. This is not exactly the stage that you want to goalpost on, because if you goalpost on this stage, chances are the platform will flip you off the side and you'll have to play the entire thing over again. Which we don't want to do, because that's not very fast, and we're speedrunning here. Low poly, pretty much. This stage is pretty self-explanatory. The shapes gradually get lower poly, you could say. Now we're gonna be going into one of the most creative stages in the pack, Eye of the Storm. So Rolled Out has a wind mechanic. Pretty much it just pushes you around in direction. I have not died in that spot in a very long time. That is unfortunate. And wind can push you upward. And on this stage, wind is used to pretty much let you hover. So it's a huge air movement stage, and it's just... I remember the first time I played that stage, I was like, whoa, this is really, really cool. But speaking of things that are cool, we are now in the Ice Cave. Careful Descent has a strat. This might take a few tries. I discovered this strat about a week ago, and I realized that, 1, it's really cool and fast, and 2, I've got to show it off, because you just fly. You don't descend carefully, even though the stage tells you, the stage name clearly tells you that you need to descend carefully. But yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna just fall straight into the goal and play Freezing Heat. Freezing Heat uses some ice cave textures and also some of the unreleased Volcano World textures that will be released in a future update to the game. And now we have probably the most stressful warp goal. Not necessarily the hardest, in fact, far from it. However, there are a few cheeky little bumpers up ahead, right in front of the green goal. And the whole thing is tilted, and we get through it first try, which is great. You're gonna notice that we're gonna be skipping a lot of stages between that green goal and then this red goal. We're gonna go from, like, the ice cave to pretty much straight to the end. Taking Peter Bar's red goal. This stage right here, design-wise, probably my favorite in the entire pack. I was really hoping that someone was going to make a stage like this in this pack, and it just plays so amazing. And now I'm gonna go for an IL strat on Centripetal Force a couple of times. I'm gonna get flung. Here's some gravity floor to change the alignment of gravity. Oh, that was so close. So pretty much what I'm trying to do is, as soon as I change the alignment of gravity on this first turn, I'm cutting my speed a little bit, and then letting myself fall straight towards the goal and try and sneak in between those floating rings and the goal and fly straight into it. It is an incredibly tight window. I'm gonna give it one more try. Oh, that was the closest one yet. All right, we're gonna now play the stage out because this is a pretty tricky stage, and I feel like if I keep going for the strat, I'm going to sort of lock myself into I gotta hit this strat. And as I mentioned earlier, that is sort of an IL strat. Not the most RTA viable thing that I could be going for, but it is honestly my favorite strat that I've found. So I really wanted to try and show it off in the marathon. But alas, we're gonna take this long journey through the stage. This is a really epic stage, so I think that it's perfectly fine that, you know, I didn't hit it, so that way we get to show the whole thing off. And already we are through 3 out of 5 world themes, heading into the Foggy Mountains. This is another this world theme and the next world theme are very strat heavy. Starting off, I mean, that network strat we just fell off the side and finished in 4 seconds. I have never fallen off of Ice Flow Season in that way. That was something else. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Alright, nice. 52 Ice Flow Season, pretty solid IG. Let's get ready. Bent corners. They're corners, they're bent. We're gonna just swoop on through them real fast. That was a very frightening last turn. I almost over-adjusted. And if you thought that the alligators weren't enough, oh man, we got some crocodiles in these mountains. And it's a narrower beam, and it's tilting back and forth. But the real star of the stage is the crocodiles, you know.
Are you ready? Roll.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, I had no idea what was happening that attempt. I sort of started going earlier than I like to, and I almost ended up falling off twice because of that. Next up, I think is Staircase Exam? Yeah, Staircase Exam. Recently found a strat that's not that. New strat that I've found saves about 3 seconds over the old strat, and looks really cool. We don't play any of it. Well, I mean, we play some of it, but we only end up touching like 3 of the stairs, and it's a Staircase Exam, so we're really passing the exam in questionable ways. This stage has another really cool usage of the wind mechanic on Windswept. Sort of pushes you up against that fancy little mesh. You gotta climb to the top to get the green. I want to say a minute-long stage, so that's another warp goal that when you're running warps, you really want to go for.
Clear.
And if you thought snowflakes wasn't enough, how about some snowflake particles? We're gonna just build up a ton of speed, hit this ramp, fly straight into the goal. And we're into the final world, Heavenly Chamber, another strat-loaded world in this run. Gonna wait for a favorable cycle. I am going to completely miss the pyramid, even though I had the line perfect. I just sort of drifted a little bit to the side, and that time I missed the second pyramid I have to hit. This stage is about 40 seconds to play out normally. However, if you play not like how I'm playing, you can hit a couple of these pyramids and fly straight to the goal, skipping pretty much the entire stage. That stage is one of the harder stages in this pack if you don't do that strat. Another stage we're gonna not really play. And now, I have the right to roast this stage because I made this stage. And every time I play this stage, I question, why did I make a stage where you have to fall about 450 meters to get to the red goal, and I just one-shot the red goal?
Are you ready?
So I was going to only go for that like 2 or 3 times, because that goal, as I mentioned, you have to fall like 450 meters or so, and I can't remember if the ball is 1 or 2. That pretty much tells you that is a massive distance that you have to be falling. And every time I play that stage, I'm like, why did I make this stage like that? But I started using focus mode in practice immediately prior to this run, and I was finding that I was actually able to adjust a little bit better when I was using focus mode, and I just fell off at the end of Checker Challenge. Maybe I should be focusing on the present instead of the past. Because that was clumsy. I had that in the bag, and I just sort of rolled right off the side. I don't advise rolling off the side of Checker Challenge, because Checker Challenge is a very long stage, and it's got some challenging checkers too, as the name implies. This time, I'm going to play the ending a little bit more cautiously, assuming I make it to the ending. Okay, there we go. That's what was supposed to happen the first time. Now we got my favorite strat in the entire run, Disintegration. We're gonna sit on this little comb until about 65 flat, drop off the side, completely miss one of the bounces that we need, and fall off the side of the stage. Now let's try that again. Sit on the cone until roughly 65 flat, up left, get a bounce that I've never seen before, retry again, wait until roughly 65 flat. That's not 65 flat. What am I doing? There we go, and it's the 56 cycle too. Nice. And we are already just about done with this run. We are going to be taking one last warp goal that will take us to the final stage of the run. What is happening? Did not have quite enough height. Turnover is a stage that is very rhythm-based. Once you get the rhythm of the stage, it becomes significantly less challenging than it was at first. However, the green goal never gets easier. The green goal is very, very tough, because you've got to have so much height off of this last flipping board. And that time I had the height, but I sort of ran away from the goal. I don't advise running away from the goal because you kind of have to go through the goal in order to finish the stage. That had no height. I'm kind of surprised that, in terms of the Heavenly Chamber warp goals, that Too Many Ornaments was the one that went really well, and Turnover is the one that's not going as well, because usually Too Many Ornaments is the one that trips me up, and, I mean, Turnover does trip me up too. It's incredibly tough. But a very satisfying warp goal to hit when you eventually get it. Come on. I had the height that time, again.
Get rolling.
There we go.
Clear.
And time is going to be coming up when I pass through the goal on this final stage, the Christmas engine. We're going to wait just a tiny bit, hit this spring pad, hit this spring pad, bouncing twice, and then hit this spring pad, fly straight to the goal, and time.
Finish.
GG.
1851, that is a pretty solid time. I'm very happy that I hit Too Many Ornaments red. That was something I did not expect to do, and that is very, very tough. Real quick, before I sign off, I would just like to say a few things. I never personally knew Kid, but the positive impact on so many people that they had is something that is just truly just so inspiring. And I want to thank Fast-Paced Events so much for giving me the opportunity to honor them with running literally my favorite game ever. Like, getting the chance to do that really means a lot to me, so huge thank you to Fast-Paced Events for letting me do this.
Thank you so much. Before we sign off then, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/sloshw. I stream primarily Rolled Out and Super Monkey Ball. I do love my marble rollers. And on Twitter at SlosherWailord. Yeah, that's all from me. I hope that everyone keeps sticking around to the marathon, donating to this phenomenal cause, and enjoying all the runs. So many people have put so much time and effort into polishing their craft for this, and it's such an amazing event to be able to witness from start to finish.
Fantastic. Thank you, Slosher, and we'll be back with more marble rolling after a short break.